Blessed day, my people. So in today's video, I have 3 topics to talk about. The residents of St. Thomas finally speak out after the wrong man was killed yesterday, because some people say a man felt like he was the kidnapper and then them bomb rush him and give him jungle justice, only to find out say the wrong man. You understand? So the residents actually speak out now. Now also the co-workers of Tanika Gardner, which is the female who lost her life at the Cult Church, they are actually mourning her loss. You understand what I say, people? And also the police them finally speak on why the pastor has not been charged as yet. And of course, you know, say multiple persons lost their lives and stuff like that. Is what I say. So those are the topics I want to talk about. But before I get into them, don't forget to like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and make sure you turn the notification bell on. That way you're notified when I post a new video. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the resident saying that it was misinformation that led to the man losing his life. You understand? That's the man in St. Thomas. So this is what the article says. Jungle injustice. Landway resident says misinformation led to wrong man being killed. Leave Chambers, a motor vehicle dealer of South Haven, St. Thomas, was killed yesterday by residents who mistook him for Davian Bryan, the main suspect in the abduction of 2 girls in Bath, St. Thomas. Chambers was killed in Landway, a district in the western section of St. Thomas. It is located 35 miles from Bath, which is in the eastern end of the parish. Residents who gathered at the focal point in the community to discuss the incident yesterday said that misinformation was floating around via message that Bryan was spotted in the community and that he was likely to abduct other children as he needs 13 virgins to get off a case. There was also a rumor that another child had been taken in Yalas. Wrong information can cause a lot of people to lose their life. People are saying out some things on social media that causing a lot of problems. From we hear say wanted man, they out there on the road, we can't sleep and we're not going in because same way him can come our house and take a picnic them, shared one resident. The group discussed how a strange man acting suspiciously was seen walking in Landway. They shared that when he was approached and asked to identify himself, he ran. We hear say the man Bryan is a runner man, and we can't hear say the man a take away a baby and we see strange man and don't ask nothing, said another resident. Echoing concern for children in her community, the woman declared that members will not sit by and allow them to be hurt. A 2 picnic them, said the man take away. So if we hear him up here, then we can't wait for police. We are so sorry, but we can't wait until one of our children get hurt or damaged. We can't manage that up here, the woman said. Another resident who was among the group revealed that he has been on the lookout for Bryan despite the distance of Bath to his community. A straightway lookout. A matter of fact, every community should be on the lookout right now, even those in Kingston. All of us are fathers or a mother, so we have to be on a lookout. And nearly 30 years me live in a Landway now, so me never see that man before. But I'm sorry to hear what happened to him. He said, reports from the police are that sometime before 8 o'clock on Wednesday morning, the man who residents say is unknown to the area was spotted in the community. Residents raised an alarm and he was chased. The man ran across the Yalas River into bushes where he was pursued and attacked. Chambers, who received multiple stab wounds, was rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Residents thought that the man was Bryan, the main suspect in the separate abductions of the 9-year-old Felisa Prussia on Thursday, October the 14th, and 13-year-old Winchell Barrett on Saturday, October the 16th in Bath. Both girls were rescued. Residents in the parish have been on the edge since the incident, and Bryan remained at large. Justice of the Peace in Landway, Lenford Brown, condemned the killing of the man as vicious and unnecessary. Them hold him and nobody check his bag. So many ID cards were on him. This should have never happened. Even if they suspect him and hold him, check the bag and see who the person is. Don't just go ahead and, do that to him. This not right for we at all. As a community, this not look good, he said. And yes, people, I have to agree with him. This definitely don't look good, you understand? And I said it yesterday in a video that I did. I'm going to say it again. People who commit this horrendous act, them definitely forgot jail. You understand what I say, people? Because at the end of the day, the man not even look like Bryan. Him not look nothing like him. So them not know how the man look. The man far different color, complexion, looks, all of them things there. So I don't know still. And just like what the brother they say, them for actually check and make sure say is not the person. You can't just go ahead and start put on lick on people. No, because the man run, that no means say him. And even when you hold him, check for make sure say is not him. But why people it's sad, me not tell no lie. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. So now we're going to move on to the pastor man. And yes, people, right now, we hear say the pastor man get special treatment according to somebody who sent in a post over by Pinkwall. So I'm going to show you that post and then I'm going to move on to what the police them must say because the pastor man has not been charged as yet. So somebody sent in a post over Pinkwall as me say and the person say hide my ID. Then me not hear say the auntie of the deceased woman Zane go to the station for give statement and see the pastor man sit down in the general area on a bench in no handcuff. You see how the world no level before them put him in a cell so the man them can deal with him. Special treatment start already. So when you think about that, what that person sending in, seeing them say the pastor get special treatment and thing, you understand, him sit down on a chair or whatever, or a bench, you understand what I say, in the general area. Obviously, you know, say normally they would have you in the holding area, seeing, but him not there in there, So, I don't know if it's about that, you understand, people? Now, the police them also made a statement on why he hasn't been charged. So, I get into that story now so I can see what's going on. Is it, my people? So, the article says, police treading carefully in Mobe called case. The police appear to treading cautiously in building their case against a key player of Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries, where 2 Cranganans were killed on Sunday, allegedly as part of a bizarre ritual involving human sacrifice. Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of the Area 1, Clifford Chambers, told the Jamaica Observer yesterday that while they have enough to bring charges now, the legal team has recommended that certain things be done before that step is taken. Lawmen have in the past been criticized for failing to provide enough evidence for convictions. However, they have hit back that the courts are too lenient, releasing indicted individual back on the street. As it is now, based on my information, he can be charged for certain offenses, but the direction from our legal officer is that we would want to do certain things before, which is present in train before he is formally charged. ACP Chambers said, I have an idea when he will be charged, which is not in terms of days and hours, but I am sure that he will be charged when sufficient evidence with regards to certain crimes are put together. The leader of the religious organization and 3 other men remain in custody, while 31 women and 7 men taken into custody on Sunday have been charged with breaches of the Disaster Risk Management Act and given bail. 14 minors who were at the church at the time of the incident are being held in the state care, and people injured during the incident are recovering. Yesterday, a police team armed with a warrant visited a home allegedly belonging to the pastor of Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries, Kevin Smith, in the upscale community of Ironshore in St. James. Given that it was a serious crime that was presumably committed in the presence, then the police would therefore have the authority to get a warrant to enter his home or to get places where evidence can be gathered, explained ACP Chambers. Based on the investigation led, the police would have the authority to go to his house and search for any other supporting evidence that can lead to the best outcome. In regards to the investigations and the crimes which were committed, the senior cop added, the padlock gate, he said, would not have deterred his team. I am not certain if they were able to enter the property. I have not seen an update yet where that is concerned, but be mindful that the nature of the offense that was committed would have empowered the law enforcement officers to enter by force if deemed appropriate. So even though there is a padlock, it would not negate the police entering as long as they do have a warrant properly prepared and signed that authorize them to enter, stated ACP Chambers. So yes, people, I'm not even going to read the full article, but basically the army is definitely going to get charged, right? But the man can't tell you know when that is going to happen. And of course, yesterday when them got there to his house, or one of 3 houses, the lawyer was there, the lawyer was present and thing, but we don't know if them did actually get in on the property because you don't know the place padlock up and all these things. But as the officer said, that wouldn't stop them from getting in. You understand? By force, maybe even if the mafia was tractor to lick down the gate. But anyway, people, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. And now we're going to talk about the co-workers of Tanika Gardner mourning her death. You understand what I'm saying, people? So let's get into this story right away. So it says, undeserved death. Co-workers mourn victims of church ritual. Co-workers of Tanika Gardner have plunged into mourning following her untimely death during Sunday's human sacrifice ritual at Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries in Albion, St. James. Some have been receiving counseling as they try to come to terms with the tragedy. Gardner, an office attendant at Appliance Traders Limited in Montego Bay, was one of 3 people killed at the church in the bizarre ritual. 42 members of the church were arrested after the police on their approach to the building were reportedly fired upon. She, Gardner, just never deserved to die like this. One woman who did not want to be named told the Jamaica Observer West, adding that she had worked with Gardner, of whom she has many fond memories for 5 years. The Tanika that I know and would want to remember is the Tanika who was always helpful and willing to try, she said. The woman shared that Gardner, who oftentimes encouraged her colleagues to visit the church, was very committed to the faith and believed the leader was next to God. Thinking now, she was committed and she truly believed in the faith. If the pastor said to her, "I want you to get 10 quarts of oil," she is going to get it, no matter where she gets it from. She is going to get it, she said. It was where her heart was, whether or not it was a cult or whatever. She recalled an incident in which Gardner encouraged her to journey to the Albion premises with her ailing mother for a prayer session. "I remember once when my mother was sick," she said, "she wanted me to bring my mother come up to the church. So I tell her that at my church, what we do is, if you want prayer, we put your name in the prayer basket. So when you go up there, you put her name." She said, "And so it worked. So the very minute she told me those things, she couldn't convince me. So we really didn't talk about anymore her church," she explained. Weeks leading up to her death, the co-worker shared, Gardner has been stocking up on essentials because her pastor had informed the congregants that a flood was coming and they would all leave on an ark. Even recently, she has been stocking up on kerosene oil and cooking oil. She told me that the pastor said that they must buy brown rice. Something is going to happen. Every time she comes to work, she says, "You know, say I bought a case of this and this." So she has been stocking up on food. The pastor says that they must sell them television and refrigerator because them other people can watch them through their TV. So she put it on her status, so she has sell her TV and fridge, said the woman. She shared that Gardner, who blindly followed the leader of the religious group, was an anti-vax. Her pastor preached anti-this and anti-that, so that thing was going around how she got vax. Nothing no go so. She was anti-this because that's what the pastor preached. She told me that she called her daughter and cried with her. Then she wished her goodbye because that V that their daughter took, she said, would be her daughter's demise, she told Observer West. Another co-worker who also requests anonymity told the Observer that he saw Gardner stocking up with kerosene oil and tin food. "I saw her getting the jug, so I'm thinking she was going to sell kerosene oil, but I wasn't sure. She was always saying that something is going to happen, so we must buy up tin foods and all those things. So she was always buying up things. Me never know I did arc she did a prepare for go upon," he said. He added that he believes Gardner's life revolved around the church and that was all she would talk about. It's like the church was a sanctuary for her and the pastor was next to God. So everything that she did or everything that she spoke about was always about the church and the pastor, said the man. A co-worker who had obliged Gardner's request to visit the church shared that she realized something was amiss from the very moment she entered the gates of the premises. "She invited me to church on a Friday and I went. The first thing that struck me was when that the excellency or the pastor as they call him was coming out of his vehicle. You had 3 little young boys take out his bag, his guitar, and take out everything out of his car. So I was like, what is happening here? Because why would everybody run towards this man's vehicle taking out his stuff? So I was shocked. I was like, nothing about this no look real," she said. She added that after the service began, she noticed that the congregants lined up for prayers. This, she said, took a turn when they all began to fall and cry. "I was sitting there, people go up to get them prayers, and all of a sudden, me see everybody a drop. Him rub some olive oil on their heads and pray for them, and everybody start drop. So me say, no sir, hold on, what is happening? I was very curious, so I decided to join the line for the prayer. So I went and joined the line to go up there, but I think after he rubbed my forehead with the olive oil and he saw that I wasn't falling like everybody else, he just moved on," she said. So yes, people, boy, I don't know what to say now. As your man say, I'm going to leave one of a family to your own opinions on this. You understand what I say? At the end of the day, I can just tell people, say, just pray to the Father, talk to him, him will respond to you. You understand what I say? Sometimes you might not get what you want, same time, but put your faith and your trust in the Father. That's all I'm going to tell you now. You understand, people? Yeah, I just want to say condolences to the family. You know, the whole situation is a sad thing. You know, as them say, the workers, them are mourning the loss and all them thing there. You know what I say, people? So that's it, you know, people. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn the bell on. Bless upon yourself and keep safe. I'm out.